going? So, yeah, it was more so like when I saw the house, I was like, yeah, this is. When I went to explore all the rooms, I was like, yeah, this is definitely up the alley that I'm looking for. In terms of room sizes, obviously, because this
Mm-hmm.
was we were house hunting when we knew there was a baby on the way.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, uh, when I was intentional about checking the sizes of each room because I was like, okay, we got our bed, so which room can comfortably take our bed, maybe a wardrobe, maybe a TV stand, maybe an extra chest of drawers, maybe an extra room if we wanted the crib in our room. So that was the biggest room. So I said, okay, that's gonna be our bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my wife, who I'm married to, by the way, I'm married. And
Oh.
then next things next, the baby's room, and
Mm-hmm.
because we were the property we're looking at was gonna be like a three, no, four bedroom. So I was like, okay, the baby's room is next. What's the baby's? We hadn't seen the crib yet, so we didn't know how big it was gonna be, but we knew that we wanted an extra bed in there, for if Mima's coming around or
Mm-hmm.
someone's coming around just to help, you know, watch the baby and all that. So yeah, I'm doing one more round of downloads. Just give me 2 secs.
You good? You good? Yeah, the guest room is always if someone has a technically two,
God
but
damn, you're
technically two, um, only because my little brother he moved out.
yeah.
Um, so we turned his room into a proper guest room. But when we moved here, um, they in the attic, the guy had a he kind of made it into like his own little office, but it was refurbished enough where you can put a bed, you could put a TV up there, make it a room. It had a closet, um, or it has a closet,
Mhm.
and the floor is carpet. It's just smaller, but it's like a nice little apartment. But suitable for someone to be up there, not right now. But um, that goes back to the whole home stuff and having to money to renovate it a little bit because we have to rip up the carpet. We have to do something with the ceiling. It's a whole uh,
It's a whole process.
adulting
Yeah.
process. Yeah,
I
especially
can.
me being a handyman as my father is too. So it's like we got to do the research a little bit. Like we know how to do most of the stuff, but we never. Um, we have done some plaster work before, but we don't do it all the time, and we know how to do it. We just gotta be slow, take our time with it.
Yeah, because you don't want to.
Um,
Because it'd be a
mhm.
shame if you do the wrong thing and have to rip up the rip up the walls or rip up the floors and do it all over again because you weren't patient the first time around.
My dad is the very soul of caution, and like, look, I don't care if it takes me 5 years to learn it before I do it. I'm gonna spend the time, so that way when I do it, I know I don't have to spend money. Be like, oh, mess up something now. You have to pay somebody to do it.
Oh, bro,
But
them sometimes them's the breaks. Cause
oh
like
man,
my neighbor's been going absolutely crazy on the shed behind his
mm-hmm.
house. Cause I think like it was like worn down over years of just not being used, and all of a sudden I just wake up to power saw sounds and
uh,
hammer sounds and whatnot. Just look out the window at the back, see
mm-hmm.
dudes in his backyard just like literally ripping into that shed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" I saw just bumped into him outside one day. I was like, "Yo, what you been doing back there?" He's like, "Yeah, I just wanna." I figured I'm tired of the shed just sitting back there not being used. Just figured I'd spruce it up a bit. You said, I was like, oh,
Mhm.
fair enough. You're doing it yourself. And he's like, yeah, yeah. Well, I got some time. Obviously, uh, the state of the economy right now.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna look for a handyman if I can do it myself. I was like, but what?
Mhm.
But what if you? What if it doesn't? What if you make a mistake, or what if you like get all the way to the end and realize you did the absolute wrongest thing? And he's like, yeah, well, at least I tried.
Mhm.
then, then I'm gonna get a handyman
Yeah.
because I need one, not because I was
Mhm.
too lazy to even try. I was like, damn.
Exactly.
But what you're trying to avoid in the first place could just be avoided by doing it in the.
Mhm.
But like I was like, to each his own.
Yeah.
He's got the. If he ain't got the if he ain't got the bricks at the moment, why not do what he can?
Yeah. And that that is something to maybe to transition to the I guess the content creator side of things. Um, Taking my time is probably the biggest thing I had to remind myself of because I took a 2 week break,
Yeah.
uh, and because I was on go on go on go, and the thing is I was completely fine. Um, but in the way for me to avoid burnout, I felt like in the back of my head I was like, wait a minute, like I'm churning out these thoughts and making these ideas, but they're not as far as these other thoughts were. Maybe it's because with the Lionhawk characters and ideas, I've been spending double the amount of time I would for a normal LIGHTVERSE character. So I feel like there was a build up of I don't even want to call
Juices.
it like a lag of sorts, but like I don't know. It was just like my creative ability because I had used it in such a way that I hadn't in a while. Um,
Aw,
there would be a
DJ,
different kind of
you got
block
burnt.
coming up.
You got burned out.
Yeah, I was like, "What's going on? This is my powers. They're waiting."
Yeah.
Um,
I guess you could say it was a bit of burnout
yeah,
because of the rate at which you were on go for so long.
I don't even realize it. Like I literally like I don't look at my own work rate, and
That's such
when I was at
that's such a weird flex.
like I don't mean this. I'm not mean to talk myself up, but hey, you know,
Yeah,
um,
I don't see my work rate. I don't look at it. It's
not
just
for
there.
real. Like
It's just
I'm
working.
so accustomed uh, to like you have work to do. All right, you do the work, and then when you're done, you're good. But I don't take a step back and like when I mow the lawn, and I do it pretty quickly. My backyard is like a quarter of an acre long. Um, Not crazy, but some long strips. And my dad, he does it. Takes him about like maybe like 35 minutes or so. Of course, I'm younger. I work out and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah, so gotta throw another flex in
yeah,
there.
I'm physically able, but I could do
So
the
is
front.
he. So is he.
Yeah, yeah, of course. No, no, and he is too. You know what I mean? Strongest 65-year-old I know. Um, so, he does his thing, and he's telling me like, "Wow, you can do that in like, in X amount of time." And I'm like, I got long legs. I take long strides when I walk, but I don't really ever look at the work that I've done. I'm just so focused on what I have to do to the point where it's like, look, when I'm done with everything, that's when I'll be good. That's when I'll
That's when
be,
I'll be good. Yeah,
yeah.
that's when I'm gonna kick back. Till
Mhm.
then, don't even think about it. Nah,
Yeah. Job's not finished.
she got full years. Anyway, while I have you, for the sake of this piece, I might need some
Mhm.
clarification.
Shoot.
Nikkei, the swimsuit
Yes.
you want her wearing, it looks kind of mechanized. Did I already ask this? I think I asked this.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, the
Um,
reference for her suit.
yeah, yeah.
It's just for her swimsuit. It's just at least the top part, the collar part
Yeah.
is. Do you want that there?
Oh no, I don't.
Okay. All right.
Goes back. It's the block, man.
All right.
It was
It was working hard.
it was working hard, man. Like legit. Like I would be sitting there, and like again, I pre-write all my information. So much so, I'll go back. I'll double check what I write. And again, it's me not realizing I write a lot, but I would be sitting there like at 10 minutes looking at it. I'm like, all right, I think everything's good here. You know what I mean? Did I forget anything? I'm like, all right, nah. And then again, close your eyes. 30 days pass. Um, but
You're like, what the hell?
uh,
What the hell?
no, what the helly? What the hellio? So that's where I noticed that I was like, yeah, something is wrong here. It's because I hadn't experienced it in a long time that it felt foreign, and
Yeah.
I was like, let me just slow down with these thoughts. I had the idea. I knew I had to do another Sunny Diamond, uh, but it was just a matter of giving my brain a break from doing these uh, mental reps.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but we're coming back though. On our way back.
That we do be. That we do be.
Um, how have things been with the manager? Has it been a night and day difference, or?
Oh, bro. I mean, bro. I feel. I feel. Cause I'm really hopeful. For what's in store. Because like obviously I've gotten a manager and I kind of. What I was talking with the course now. I was talking about um, the fact that I'm working with a partner slash sponsor, and
Mm-hmm.
they have expectations for what it is we're doing, and so, bruh, this is. They have expectations for what it is we're doing, and whenever I'm talking with my manager about plans for the future, and they're like, "Yo, we can do it. We can do this at this time," and I'm like, "Oh, gosh, with the course, I got this to do at that time," and they're like, "Ugh, I wish I was here before you sign on to this thing because there's so much that with what you've done so far we can capitalize on, but like you've signed this long-term deal with these people and unfortunately it's just not yielding results because my brand manager is super results oriented. Like they worked in
Mm-hmm.
they worked with businesses, startups that are like super successful now, or like they've had roles in bigger outfits. So aggressive growth really is what they're trying to get for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because of my current circumstances and being a family man and just all the other things involved in my life right now, it's like it's like there's real questions to be asked about how I got myself in this position. But
Mm-hmm.
again, like I said, still mostly hopeful because it's uh, it's an absolutely it's an absolutely beautiful thing to be held accountable as both a content creator and a creative in general.
Mm-hmm.
Because left to ourselves, there's so much that we can get carried away doing or forget to prioritize when we need to prioritize, and we're just left with regret at missed opportunities. But yeah, when now that there is a roadmap to follow, and it's not just me plotting out that roadmap anymore. It feels nice to have a hand to hold, and
Mm-hmm.
a future to walk towards with somebody that gets it, you know,
Yeah.
that believes in me, believes in my vision, and to the point where they're not gonna be like a yes man that's just gonna be like, yo, Daff, yeah, that's a good idea, let's do that. Someone that's gonna be like, Daff, you're saying absolute rubbish right now. We
Mm-hmm.
need to be less optimistic about that and be more realistic. What can
Mm-hmm.
you do in that time? How can you make the most of this situation, make the most of that situation, manage this relationship, do this in time, maintain that relationship and everything. And yeah, it just feels nice to be held accountable in that way.
Mm-hmm. Does that do they just work with artists, or is it just like any content creator in general?
So far, I'd say I'm the first of this sort of thing.
Mm.
So it's like, it's also an experiment. It's like new water for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
But it's someone that's, watched me. It's someone I know personally as well. So that helps.
Oh, it's even better.
Yeah, so they've watched me for a while. They've seen my progress. And they've, especially knowing where I started from as well, while they were going down their career path. It was just like, yeah, if you're willing, I can. I'd be happy to take on this role for you because I see the potential with what you got, where you can get to, and obviously they're gonna get their slice of the cake when we get those bigger deals. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, by all means, it's a project that we both believe in and absolutely want to see the best come out with the best um, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? The best possible outcome together.
Yeah. Best ideas, the best approach, direction.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, that's where that is. One
Mm-hmm.
of the things
Good. Yeah.
again, I will say though, like this is me talking to, I guess not just you, but the Lightverse donors that are gonna hear this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, real, just about the, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna pause the recording and pick it up again after I say this.